Good morning, class. Now, there's a little change in the Google form questions that will be set up for unit test. I mean, the marks distribution. Don't worry about anything else, just the marks distribution. Father wants history and civics in total should be of 10 marks. Geography in total should be of another 10 marks. So that will lead the distribution of history civics marks as history would be of 6 marks now. Note it down somewhere. History would be of 6 marks and geography would be of 10 marks. Civics would be of 4 marks. Okay, so 6 marks for history, 4 marks for civics is what I will be dealing with you. Clear? Now, earlier, whatever I had told you that history, civics, geography, all will be of just within 10 marks. No, now it is history and civics would be of 10 marks. 6 marks for history, 4 marks for civics. And then your geography teacher would set up a paper of 10 marks for geography. I hope I'm clear about this now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the course and the syllabus remains just the same. Okay. Any doubts about the course? For history, the chapter that architecture chapter only till where you have seen the diagram of Golden Temple. Okay, above that, everything is your course, which is coming for the unit test. And for the civics chapter, only the multiple choice questions and fill in the blanks type questions. Okay, which are given at the back of the book for the chapter. Can you just tell me the chapter so that I quickly open it and tell you? Media, understanding media, right? The name of the chapter is Understanding Media, and you will be doing the A exercise and B exercise. It is not fill in the blanks, it is true and false. So, multiple choice questions and true and false are the two headings that you will get questions from. Am I clear? Are you clear about your history
Yes.
and civics syllabus?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we move on to the further study of the chapter markets around us. Now today we'll take up markets everywhere. Now last time when we were reading, we read about how the things are manufactured or produced in a factory. Then from the manufacturers or producers, the wholesalers buy the things. Please switch off the mic. From wholesalers, it is the traders who take the things. From traders, the retailers, that is the shopkeepers of a locality to everywhere in the city. From retailers, then we get it, that is the buyers. So this was the change last time. Now today we take up markets everywhere. Now earlier we talked of the roadside weekly markets. Then we talked of shops in the neighborhood. Then we talked of shopping complexes and malls. And now we are talking markets everywhere. Markets are found to be everywhere. Buying and selling of goods is a continuous phenomenon. Somewhere or the other, exchange of goods is going on. Various ways and means are direct buying, order on phone, through the internet, through representatives. Now, direct buying takes place in the weekly market, then in the neighborhood market, in malls, in shopping complexes, where you go, where the buyer goes, and he buys directly from the shopkeeper or the retailer. Then the second way is order on phone. Now you all must have seen the sites, the various sites where you go online and you buy things. For maybe groceries, you are going for big basket or grofers. For clothes, etc. Maybe you are going for Myntra, Amazon, etc. Now through internet, sorry. Order on phone would be like a shop giving online orders. Like you go to your shopkeeper and you order online. You don't have to go to him. Then through the internet are the examples which I said just now, like the Amazon, the Myntra, the Grofers, the Big Basket, etc. Then through representative, it is now through the salespersons who visit your place. You can see there. I've written there also. Salespersons visit people to sell their product. Okay, so it is through representatives. Nowadays, one can place order for a variety of things on phone and through internet. So now you all know that you nowadays especially if you would have seen that the shop or the general store from where mama buys the things for the month. The entire things are brought, and many a times she doesn't have to go also. She just calls up, and then the person in charge knows it that okay, from every month you buy these things. He or she makes a list of those things, and he sends it to your doorstep on the through a phone call only, and then you pay the person who has come. So that is the thing that you do on phone. Okay, then through internet you know it, like for Grofers, like for every other Myntra and other sites. One can order vegetables, fruits, and other items of daily use on phone, and the shopkeeper is happy to deliver the items at one's doorstep within half an hour or so. The shops are not uh, the only places where buying and selling takes place. If we go to buy an automobile from a showroom, what we buy is actually an item that has been assembled at the automobile factory by procuring various parts like engine, wheels, axles, etc. from other factories. So now they are telling you in the upper half, they have told you that from vegetables to any other item, you give a phone call and the shopkeeper is ready to send you the things. He's more than happy to send the things to your doorstep. You don't have to go anywhere. And he's all the more happy to get the delivery free of cost done to you. So now they're telling him that buying and selling of goods does not take place just in the premises of a shop or a you don't need a shopping complex or a weekly market. That could be done through a phone call also. Then in the second half, they are telling you that a particular item which you go to buy from a particular shop has been assembled by the factory manufacturer through various other work. Supposing an automobile factory, now when you're going to buy a car, that car has been assembled in an automobile factory. But the parts like the engines, like the axles, like the wheels, like the tires, all these other subparts are made and manufactured at different companies, different factories, and then they assemble it in the automobile factory and make a car out of it, and then you go to a retailer and you buy it from there. Now all these items and more are then assembled at an automobile rolls out of the factory and goes to a dealer. It is from the dealer's showroom that we purchase the automobile. We do not really see all the buying and selling involved, but only the end product. So now everything that you see, the steering has been made and assembled from a different place. The tires are maintained and made at a different factory. So all these products, they are assembled in an automobile factory before the car is said to be completely ready. And you go to the dealer and you buy it from there. We notice sales representatives waiting to visit doctors at hospitals, nursing homes, and clinics. They are medical representatives or MR of various medicine manufacturing companies. They show the medicines to doctors and convince them to prescribe those to the patients. The MRs are also involved in sales. So now they're telling you the representatives, through representatives, a particular brand of a medicine. You must have seen when you must have visited a doctor that medical representatives are there who go and represent different companies and they show the various medicines. They tell the benefits of those medicines and the doctors they prescribe it accordingly if they find it good enough. Okay. Then we talk of markets and equality. Now, obviously, the rich people have more money and they could buy anything. But markets, they are telling you, should be encouraged in trading and it should be open for all. Clear? And there should be equality. Now, we find that roughly all around us, trading is being done in one way or another, either directly or indirectly, through the internet or through phone calls. Okay, but there is a whole lot of inequality both amongst the buyers and sellers. Let us see what inequalities are there for buyers. Now they are telling you first about the buyers, how the buyers are unequal. Now how are they? Some are rich, some are poor. Now the farmers, we don't expect them going to a mall and buying things. They could only buy things from a weekly market, right? So they are telling you that there's inequality among the buyers and the sellers as well. So for sellers, let me tell you just a simple example. Now the sellers who cannot afford a big, huge amount of money to be invested, they will obviously open a shop which is small in size, whereas a big shopkeeper or a owner who has a lot of money will definitely opt for a multiple complex market shopping or a mall he would opt for to sell his things. Okay, so now let us see for buyers first. There are buyers who can buy a lot of costly items whenever they wish. Shopping is a hobby for race. Some buyers can afford to go to huge shopping malls to buy branded goods. On the on the on the who can buy a lot of costly items wherever they wish. Shopping is a hobby for them. There are buyers who are always on the lookout for clearance sales and distress sales to buy at discount. The scooter is the scooter hand. There are poor buyers who can just afford to buy from vendors who display their wares on pavements. Factory workers often buy clothes from weekly markets or pavement hawkers. Great inequality also exists among the shopkeepers or traders or sellers. So now firstly they're telling the inequality among the buyers. Now the costly items and the basically the costly items and the mm, things which are only to be in the mall could is only afforded by the people in the who can afford them, whereas the branded items etc are only fixed for the rich people and the poor poor people or the farmer could only visit a weekly market or a hawkers who display on the pavement. Now they also talk of the sellers. Shopkeepers in big malls earn a lot. Their profit margin is high as the items are costly and customers are rich. The poor shopkeepers have to do with small shops in the neighborhood. Their earnings are low. A seller who is not bothered to finish his stock may not bargain at all, whereas a poor trader would lower his selling price and even come to bargaining with his customers in order to clear his stock. A shopkeeper in a weekly market has low profit margins. A grocer is eager to sell his vegetables and fruits lest they start rotting. So now they are telling you that shopkeepers, the owners of big malls, who have their shops in big malls, etc., they have a huge profit margin because they are selling branded goods, plus they are showing off a lot in their malls and shops which are there in the malls. So they definitely are not bothered about clearing up everything. So they won't be affected. They don't bargain. They have fixed prices. Whereas the weekly markets where the seller is poor and has lesser profit margins would definitely be ready to follow the ways and means which are good enough for him to sell off his things. So whether we are sellers or buyers placed in these different markets, the most important fact is the money we have. The money we have. There is a wise saying, money makes the mare go. Now, markets don't provide equal opportunities to all. They create inequality of income and status in society at various levels. So now in the summing up paragraph, they have told you that money makes the mare go, that the one who has a money can make a person move around more. So they are telling you that markets, they are not providing equal opportunities for all. The rich go to a better place, whereas the poor have to settle down for a lower and cheaper goods in a weekly market or a local vendor's shop. Then they are also telling you that there's inequality in the buyers as well as the sellers. That means the sellers who are selling their items in a mall would be more rich and have a good cutout of the profit margin, whereas those in the weekly markets or sitting on a small shop would have lesser, and they might also give up to the bargaining process. Now, Ashok, the wholesaler in Azadpur Mandi, that is Delhi. Ashok is one of the wholesalers. Ashok is one of vegetable traders who purchases vegetables in bulk every morning. His business starts at 2 o'clock in the morning. Around this time, vegetables reach the market from UP, Uttarakhand, HP, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Maharashtra, and other states. They come in trucks, tractors, and matadors. Soon the process of auction begins, and Ashok takes part in the auction. He decides which vegetable to buy. If the supply of a vegetable is less, the price is more. If the supply is more, the price is less. On Tuesday, he bought 15 quintals of potato, 12 quintals of onions, 5 quintals of brinjal, 3 quintals of cabbage. He stored the vegetables in his shop in the mandi. He had to pay a sum of 50,000. Around 6 a.m., hawkers and vendors start visiting his shop. He sells different vegetables to them according to their demand. Till 9 a.m., these local shopkeepers carry their purchase to their shops in different parts of the city. They open shops around 10 a.m. On Tuesday, Ashok made a profit of 2,500. So now there's just a small little example where Ashok goes to a mandi and buys a big huge amount of vegetables. So he's a wholesaler. From there, he buys from the mandi in bulk, and then he sells it to the hawkers, vendors, etc. And these hawkers buy it at a better price, and he made a profit of 2,500. That means he invested 50,000 and he got 52,500. Okay, so then from there, the shop vendors, etc., they sell it to the common people in our door to door. The vendors come and we buy vegetables from them. With this, we come to an end of this chapter. I would like you all to go through the glossary. I would like you all to do the glossary. And then after the exams are over, I'll be sending you the question answers of this chapter. I hope everything's
Okay.
clear.